How is Peyton?
He's much better. He's over it and he's good.
So he was just down for a week or so, or?
Yeah, he was quarantined, but I was asking Kaki last night if he lost the smell or taste or anything like that, and she said no. So he recovered quickly, which is great.
Well, which is most people do.
Well, she said that several neighbors of hers, two adults actually, they've come down with COVID, but they had the vaccine. So, but one of them's a lot sicker than the other. One man is running a fever of 104.
Right.
So.
Well, I guess mine ran 101 after I had the shot, but it was on and off. It would it'd get up to that, and then it would stay there a little while, and then come down.
Yeah.
Normal stuff. Then it'd come back. But don't know if I had COVID, but
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
How's Brooke doing?
Brooke's doing fine.
Now, where is she working?
She's still looking for a job.
Oh, okay.
She thinks she has a job with Ulta, but it hasn't set a start date yet. So
I think that's what you said last week, Ulta. Yeah.
So it keeps getting drug out. Hey, Betty.
Hi. I'm here. You sit over here. Sorry, we went to breakfast. We just got back in. Hey, Brenda.
Hey.
Happy Saturday.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Hey,
good morning.
How are you? Good morning to y'all. Is that good? Should I lower it, you think? Hold on. I'm going to lower it there.
Was that Betsy, is that the sun coming in from that direction over there? Or
no,
the
sun comes in facing us.
Yeah, okay.
Why, is it not good?
Well, no, I guess it's a little bit bright behind Mom, but it's okay now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's because the sun's going over the tree and hitting the grass,
reflecting off the glass.
There's Sniffles giving his love hug.
Tom, I forget it, and Betsy forgets it. So, anyway, you told me about the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to tell her. I think you got the magnifying glass, but I told her I couldn't remember what you said.
No, I just said use the camera.
Use the what?
Hey, Rick. Betsy, I was telling her to use the.
I showed her how to use the camera, but then, I also showed her connected the magnifying glass.
Well, don't you just put your fingers on the screen and make it larger?
Yeah.
What I showed her to do, yeah, but I showed her where to get the magnifying glass so she can do that.
So we know she knows where the camera is.
Actually, there's a separate magnifying glass, and I just put it on her home screen so she can touch that. And it does the same thing as the camera. It shows the screen, and you can just magnify it up,
Okay. I did not know that. Anyway, so Rick, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing?
You're in a tank shirt this morning?
Yeah.
Hot.
It's a
how hot is it there?
it's supposed to be in the 80s or something today.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was in the 90s yesterday or the day before.
That's hot for Asheville, but it sounds nice.
Yeah, it was hot.
Here, it's already, it's just 84. It's just really humid.
Yeah, that's good Jeep weather.
When you're ready.
So
I was watching a video this morning of somebody that got the new Bronco, Rick, with the soft top and soft doors and stuff.
I haven't seen one of those.
It's a nice looking vehicle, but Brooke told me she saw one in the wild, and she said it looks more like a a Jeep Compass than it does what you see on TV.
I think it looks like a Flex. And yeah, I guess it could be a Compass. They've made a lot of jokes about that thing.
Well, the
Oh,
Compass has extremely bad reviews,
Does it really?
and Kristen owns one, and she doesn't like it.
Oh, I wonder what happened. What doesn't she like?
Oh, there are a lot of features and things she doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't buy one either.
What did you buy? A Compass.
It's a
Jeep.
Chrysler.
Compass is a Jeep, or no, a Ford, right?
It's
No,
a Jeep.
it's a Jeep.
It's a Jeep.
It's a Jeep.
The Jeep's still owned by Chrysler, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But,
Yeah, Jeep's not. I mean, the big deal about the Jeeps is people like taking the doors off and the tops. And but as far as I think the comfort and stuff, that is the comfort, taking the doors and the top off.
this lady who posted a
Stop, you're
YouTube
not-
video on the Bronco, she was in Florida. She did it. She did her demonstration in the afternoon because she knew there would be rainstorms. So she showed it before the rainstorm, during a rainstorm, and after the rainstorm.
Oh, okay.
Taking, how easy it is to put the top up or take it back. It looks very much like that top that they've got for the Jeep now.
Is it automatic?
No, it's not automatic, it's manual.
There.
It's
Yeah.
manual. Yeah.
Time to get up.
Yeah, it's time to get up.
If you're not already.
That guy's a little late, isn't he?
No, he hasn't stopped.
What time does he start?
Have you fed him yet?
They ain't mine.
Oh,
If they were mine,
Who
I'd
are
be
they?
cooking them.
Who's are they?
The rental people. that
Oh,
rent
you
the-
got rental people there?
Yeah, we got a rental house.
Uh-huh.
There's been a rental house here for years, and they've been here ever since. Well, yeah.
So Betsy, tell us the big news.
Oh, no big news. It's just that I wanted to read something to you.
Oh, there's big news.
There's big news.
Then in September, you and
No.
Mom,
November.
that's when?
Oh,
November.
right in November. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
We're
Lori's she got us a trip, and she flipped out and said something one day. Well, I said, well, I never get to wear this nice jacket. She said, oh, you can wear it in November to jacket.
what? I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I'm trying to find the see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find where my
It's-
speaker is so
It's
I can.
okay. Just say it again.
Okay, so Lori has a surprise for Mom and me. She always does that. She has a little surprise weekend trip every year, something that we can do. And this year she doesn't tell you, but she doesn't keep secrets very easy. And she slipped up and said Jacksonville. And so she said, I'm not telling you anymore. So I started researching on the web to see what was going on, and nothing seemed to appear to Mom and me except one event. And that was Jeannie Robinson.
So why did you do that to her?
What do you mean?
Why did you have to go find out what it was?
Well, because she wasn't telling me.
Okay, it's supposed to be a surprise.
Can't you
Well-
accept just a surprise?
Well, as it turns out, we're sitting at dinner night before last, and she says, I cannot believe y'all are not trying to get it out of me, because I can't keep a secret. And I said, well, because I didn't know if you wanted me to get it out of you. So I've been researching, and I said, we decided that it was Jeannie Robertson. And she said, well, and it's not in Jacksonville. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not in Jacksonville? She said, I looked up and said Jacksonville by mistake. It is not in Jacksonville. And I go, oh, we got to do this again. Well, where are we going? And she said, we're going to see Jeannie Robinson. She's apparently in Jacksonville on Friday night, and Saturday night she's in Daytona Beach. So we're actually on the beach. We have a nice sleep. 2-bedroom suite on Daytona Beach, and we're going to see Jeannie Robertson. So that's pretty.
Who is Jeannie Robertson?
Oh, Rick, if you have not heard her, you need to go listen to her on YouTube.
Jeannie is in Jenna.
The comedian.
The comedian,
She's a
Oh, she
professional
is.
speaker, humorist.
She's
Yeah.
awesome.
isn't she?
She's
from
awesome.
She's from North Carolina.
Yeah. And
Jeannie Robertson. Never
She's-
heard
I
of her.
wouldn't have guessed that. I mean, I'm just going, oh, I know that name.
Yeah, Tom and
She's
I watched the YouTube videos of her when he was down here, and we couldn't stop, man. We just sat there.
right. She is so funny with her husband and everything.
Yeah,
Oh
left
my
brain.
goodness.
that's what I used to
I hope he's there when you.
He passed away back in June.
Right.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
he
That's
was.
fine.
Oh, that's sad.
Right.
Oh,
He was a college professor, and he was always thinking left brain, so she monopolized that. I think one of the last skits that Tom and I were watching, something he did that was a little embarrassing. He said, "Don't tell anybody." And she stood there and she said, "Do you know my profession?"
Right?
Always fun if
Right?
never- and builds it into
Oh,
her.
that's really sad. Was it unexpected for him? Do you remember?
I don't remember what it said the cause of death was. But it was June 21st. It's just a little over a month ago or something like that.
Yeah, and
That's so sad.
they're up in years now, both of them.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was 78. She's 77.
Oh, okay, well that's not bad. That's young.
That's young. Gets younger
Young
every
in
day.
Village's terms.
Yeah, or somewhere around there, but you can start to see it in Jeannie when she walks
Yeah.
across the stage, and she starts to look like me.
Little self-reflection going on, I detect.
You see the head starting to pitch forward,
Yeah.
and the shuffling of the feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, Rick, you got to watch her. She is something else. She's 6 foot.
Used to be, was in the beauty pageant. Was she Miss North Carolina? Or?
Yeah, she was. What?
Yeah, she was in Miss USA or Miss America, I guess.
Yeah.
Competition. I think she's actually 6'2".
Yeah.
Yes. I knew she was 6 something, but I didn't.
But she is, you can see YouTube's over in her prime, but she's awful good now too. Yeah.
She is good.
It's GEANE, Rick, for
Geane.
GEANE.
Yeah. GEANNE.
2 N's.
Jean Robertson.
GEANE.
Well, I'll have to check that out.
But you'll find it if you put it in the YouTube search. You'll find lots of episodes, and
Yeah.
you should.
You'll do like Betsy and Tom did. They sit up practically all night watching.
Not all night, but we were late.
Were you binge watching?
We were binge watching.
Well, the clips they have on YouTube are like 5 or 10 minutes at a time. So yeah, you roll from one to the other. And she has, most of them are in the story. They're about it's a segment of a story she tells.
Right.
The one when Betsy told me about her when we were down visiting, the name sounded familiar. I said, "Wait a minute, is this the lady that talks about baton twirling and she was a Miss America?"
Yeah.
And the JCs. But I think I saw her in Reno. Just when she was at the JC National Convention.
Oh, really?
After making fun of the JCs, they invited her to speak, huh?
Yeah, must have been that. Yeah.
Oh, it's
That
great.
she shared the stage with Larry Gatlin.
Right. There you go.
Larry Gatlin?
Yeah, this was after Larry got clean. Right after he got clean, I guess.
Minnie, come.
Yeah, Rick. So you're still in the mansion.
I'm harvesting this morning while I talk to you.
Harvesting.
Yeah, let me
Gathering fruit or something. Hey, what are you gathering?
hang on a minute.
It's not. He's going to show us. Look at the reverse. Yep. Oh, look at that. It
You
looks
see
like,
'em?
I can't. There's no definition on mine.
I
I
don't
can't
know,
see.
I don't know what it is that I see
Strawberries?
plants and
Oh,
rows.
no.
Oh,
Blueberries.
peacock.
Oh,
It's a
peacock feathers.
Yeah.
peacock.
See?
Yeah.
That's what
Wow.
those long string things are then, or something, right?
Yep. Those
Oh
are
my
all
goodness.
feathers.
So does that
Wow.
mean there's a dead peacock around, or?
Just shedding.
No, they molt and shed and whatever, and then they grow them again.
And then somebody can use all those feathers in a craft project.
Yep.
You know what's funny is I'm the only one that collects them. It seems like nobody else cares.
So when they need them, they have to come to you.
Right.
I got handfuls of this stuff at the house,
Mm.
and
So just go in your
Good
man
with
cave. That's got to be a
What?
nice look for your man cave.
I know,
well,
right?
kind of dainty, don't you think? I hate to just throw them away, you know?
It's just
Does
feminine
that sound
side.
like a hoarder? I mean,
Well,
they
it
have
sounds like
complete-
something.
yeah. Well,
Hey,
see
I didn't mean to interrupt your article. What would you want to tell us?
Oh, I found this. I meant to tell you since June, and I kept forgetting, and then I came across it again. But I just want to read you real quickly something that I think y'all might be interested in because it may be a lead. We don't know for sure, but it could be. It says, anyone milling around the outside of the Sidney Luss Theater on Wisconsin Avenue in the afternoon of June 30th, 1945, was treated to something more dramatic than a black and white film. A man in a parachute rest in the street in front of a movie house. This man was Lieutenant J.G. Chief Warrant Officer Arnette, Arnott. If you remember, I was in Scotland. People, when I told them my name was Arnette, said, "Oh, you must be a descendant of the Arnottes," because it's just that they probably, in the strong Scottish brogue, made it sound like Arnette. So they just
Yep.
Arnette. Anyway, this man who was Chief Warrant Officer Arnott, Arnott, of the U.S. Naval Reserve, who had until very recently been piloting a Grumman F-6F Hellcat. His airplane was in a heap, 3 heaps, 2 big and 1 small. The tail was resting near the front yard of a house on Battery Lane, owned by the Van Druin family. The fuselage and wings were in the vacant edge. The propeller had landed in the yard of 4821 Montgomery Avenue.
Okay. Can we stop for a second?
Yeah.
Where is this?
It's in DC.
Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
in Maryland. I think it's in Maryland. It's above Central Bethesda, Maryland, 1945.
Okay.
I don't know if you recognize Wisconsin Avenue or not, because that's where Uncle Albert and Aunt Dot had their.
That is not the only Wisconsin Avenue, though.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, fair enough. All right, what happened? An hour and 10 minutes earlier, our note was taken off from the East Field, a Navy facility in Norfolk. He was joined by Ensign R.J. Jewell, who was also piloting Grumman Hellcat, the fearsome fighter plane. As they headed north, the pair practiced formation flying near the National Institutes of Health at an altitude of 3,000 to 3,500 feet. Jewell's plane struck Arnott's plane. The propeller of the Jewell's aircraft sheared off the other plane's tail assembly. And then, of course, that's how the plane crashed.
Okay.
So,
And sheared off. I'm sorry, sheared off what?
sheared off his tail.
What fun.
Yeah, right. So they concluded, the rest of the article talks about how they concluded that they were not supposed to be doing aerobatics, and they, as 2 young men, were messing around.
Yeah.
And one of them flipped off, came too close to the Arnette's plane, flipped it off. But I thought it was interesting because I wonder if we could be, related to this Arnott.
Well, possibly, but now where is he from?
He is from the Bethesda, Maryland. Well, actually, he was stationed in Norfolk. So let's see. They have where he's from.
Can you send that?
Paper found in the office of the National Institutes of Health. Police authorities have capped a tight censorship on the details, so they didn't let it out for a long time.
Well, yeah, it crashed in civilian land.
Right. Looking at it.
That's a big no-no.
Yep, it was a big no-no. And they both got reprimanded.
Well, that's good. And they were reservists. That's funny.
Yeah.
What better way to get your training in than to try to see how you can crash dive and parachute?
The propeller of Jules' plane sheared off the tail of Arnette.
Right. Right.
Okay, so did Jewel crash?
Jewel did not crash.
Okay.
He landed. He went and landed. Let's see, what to say. I think he landed at Bowling Air Force Base.
You know, it
That's
could
a
have
pretty
been.
sturdy propeller.
Well,
Yeah,
it could
right.
have been he just barely clipped it. And if you shatter it, you have no, operational plane. If it bent it, shattered it, or just, whatever it did. But it could have been just enough that it didn't impede on his flying.
Well, the witnesses.
So it broke apart on the way down.
Yeah, so it went into 3 parts. So the witnesses said the planes had been stunting.
Yep.
Death from NIH with the Bethesda Naval Hospital. So they imagined that these pilots were showing off to their naval brethren.
So that's where we get it from in our family.
Right. So we had another Arnette in the Navy, and I'm just telling you this because when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, there may be some link somewhere. It might take a while to figure it out, but it was.
Can you send that?
Yeah, I'll put it, I just kept it out of the Washington Post. So,
Take a picture of it.
I'll take a picture and send it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, screenshot that or whatever you do, and then we'll see if we can get Cindy to reference it.
Yeah, that's cool. I just thought I would share that with you because whenever you see that name, and you see that all of our DNA is really back in that area, that part of Europe, that we're strongly, grandma's most strongly, but our dad's side of the family must be strong, Northern European as well.
Well, I know that from my time here at AT&T, my name has been played with a little bit.
Oh, has it?
Oh yeah, it's like that's what one of the, we called him Fifi, and he'd always go something about R2, and I said R0.
Or not. Well,
Yeah, that changes with the generation. Of course, when you look back at these old censored papers and birth certificates and death certificates, they're all handwritten.
right.
And, I know there's one for John Arnette that says his name is actually Jean or something like that. Well, if you go, then this is the transcribed version. And if you go look at the actual document, you can see it does say John. Somebody, the AI transferred it to a different name.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was looking at some of that stuff this week.
Nice shot, Rick. I think that you should hold the bunch behind your head and just wiggle it a little.
So,
you remember the movie White Christmas where the Bing Cosby and Danny Kaye had?
Oh, he put the feathers behind his head?
Yes, right.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I was thinking more of Birdcage.
That was in the song Sisters. That was in the song Sisters.
Yeah.
Don't mess with us. Yeah, that was good.
I saw an interview with Dick Van Dyke. Dick's 95 years old. Here's a mate.
Who is it?
Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, he is. Yes, I've heard. I think I saw him. Gosh, not too long ago. I don't know if it was 60 Minutes or Sunday Morning.
Yeah, they were interviewing him, I guess, because he is. Maybe it was the Kennedy honors.
Could be.
Wow, 95.
Right. Well, we have that longevity possibility in our family.
Right. Our grandmother, 105.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the female side.
Yeah.
Not me.
That's right. Females. We died at 66.
Yeah, well, y'all Tom surpassed that.
That's right.
Well, yep. Paving the
Show
way.
Rick that you two can hang around.
Yeah.
Paving
I
the
was
way,
looking
Tom.
at it the other day. I didn't realize Aaron died with, pretty much within a year of when Dad died.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But he was a diabetic, a serious diabetic.
Really?
Yeah, because even when we came to Dad's funeral and he came to my house, I think that every day he had to do 2 insulin shots twice a day.
Oh wow.
So he was serious.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
I asked you last week the name of that place that projects that you spent time in. What was it called?
Halifax Court.
Halifax Court. What ages were you at Halifax Court?
I went to the first grade there, and
Okay.
I think we stayed there until I started my period. So that
Must have been 12, 11, 12,
yeah,
13.
I was 12 or 13 when we moved.
Okay, so you were there right after you got back from Pennsylvania until you went back to Pennsylvania with like
Yeah,
6 or 7 years.
yeah.
Yeah. So where did your grandmother?
What
Where did your grandmother live?
she lived in Raleigh.
Right across from that filling station that Dad met Mom.
No, that's
Oh.
Greensboro.
Oh, that was Greensboro?
Yeah.
I met Dad in Greensboro? You met Dad in Raleigh.
Yeah, I thought you met him in Raleigh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said that she lived across the street from that station and used to roller skate around.
Yeah, they're in Raleigh.
And that was close to that street, which was the one you skated on.
Yeah,
What was the name of that street again?
right beside Barbie's school.
Barbie's school, but the street you said was, remember the name of the street? Because you took me to that street. And you thought it was a steep hill and it was just a gradual decline. Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah,
What was-
but I don't remember.
Oh, okay, because at one point you did.
Yeah.
What kind of house did she have?
Grandma,
Yeah.
she lived on Glenwood Avenue, and just an old house.
2-story?
No,
But you
And
said lots of people live there?
do what?
You said lots of people live there, so it was long or it was wide or?
No, Marvin had lived there before, and then
Okay.
we moved. And what it was all the rooms were straight back. The kitchen was at the back, and then there was a small room, which was mine, and Grandma's was next, and Roy and Gertrude was up front.
So is this that same house that later on they lived in? Ethel and Ashley and?
No, that's Greensboro.
Because that's
You're
what
right.
it's the same arranged house.
Yeah, I mean, because you're
Yeah.
describing it, said, well, I've been in this house.
I know that's the house in Greensboro because I told her I remember that they all would gather in the morning and have coffee and then gradually move out into the backyard.
Yeah.
And all those rooms, and Granny was in one of those rooms. So it sounds like the same kind of house. It must have been just a
Straight back,
yeah,
Right.
no curves.
right.
And when I was there with you when you were little, and Betsy was a baby, I spent some time with Grandma. And Aunt Ethel and Uncle Ashley was up front. And I got up to go to the bathroom between Grandma's room and the kitchen. Turned the light on and roaches were everywhere. And I
That's
told
not a good experience.
No, I told Aunt Ethel the next day. She said, we do not have bugs. And I said, well, some night when you get up, turn the light on. So, but I'd never seen so many roaches.
I could have done without that story today, Mom.
Well, and then Marvin and Margaret moved across the street from me. Mhm.
It's still in Raleigh. Okay.
Wow, everyone wanted to live close to each
No,
other.
that's
didn't they?
Greensboro.
Okay.
And he moved across the street, and somebody, I don't know who it was supposed to be watching you because you was just a public. And it was a main street, a lot of traffic. And I guess they forgot, and you was out in the middle of the
Oh,
street. A driver of a trailer park.
Yeah. Truck.
And he got out and got you, and that about that time they remembered. But you were gonna go over to Marvin's place, because I was over at Marvin's place.
I was on a mission. I was on a mission.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't just brazen. I was on a mission.
A dangerous, right? Dangerous mission.
Yeah.
Nice top, Rick.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
So
Very
You know, I hope you document all these videos because that sure would be nice to remember all
He
this.
sends
this,
them to us.
this was being recorded.
Yep, he sends them
No,
to us.
I mean document. I can't remember all this stuff.
Well, it turns out, Betsy, I just read this morning about 5:30 that Microsoft is doing word searches on your videos now. That you'll be able to go back and do that sort of thing. I thought that was pretty wild.
I
Of course,
want y'all,
that says that, that there's some nefarious things for that too, but
Yeah,
I want y'all to know that when they lost the tape Ricky had of y'all, and we got some of it, I've decided to take them. I got several of them, and see if they can.
transfer.
Yeah.
so CD
Yeah.
or something.
Mhm.
Digitize them.
I didn't know you had any left, Mom. I thought we had them. I thought we had the only thing we had left.
Oh, I got several here. In fact, I was cleaning out underneath the
Hmm.
fireplace, and
Let me just say again that I'm sorry that
Hey.
people lost that.
I accident.
I was really pissed, but there was nothing I can do.
Yeah. And
Ball
see,
photo said, "Oh, we don't have any responsibility to that, but that's for who we farm it out to."
well, I watch it every Christmas, no matter it's really bad.
Well, it just makes what's left that more valuable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Let-
if you're going to get those transferred, that'd be great.
Okay. I will. I'm gonna see if they can. They're so bad. I don't know. I haven't watched them down here because I don't have weight. But up in Roanoke, I played it every Christmas.
Well, you have the DVD player. She doesn't know. I have to show her.
Okay.
Put her how to turn the DVD on, and I wrote the directions down, printed it. So I need to print it, give it to her, and have her test it.
Well, maybe with that, never mind. I was gonna say we could put it on a USB drive and she can just pop it in the TV and it would play.
Yeah. Well, right. That's what I said to her. It'll automatically go there. Put it, and when you close the door, it automatically goes to the DVD player.
Yeah.
But then she has to go back to the TV, so that's
And
what I
that's
wrote
the
instruction.
problem.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you pull, you got to be careful about pulling them out. But if you pulled it out, turn the TV off, turn the TV back on, would it go back to the channels?
It might, but I just needed to write it out for her.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It doesn't take but 2 or 3 things to do.
Just since Tom left, I have got so feeble. I told Betsy,
I didn't cause that.
you left.
You left it to happen.
Yeah.
Let me
If
get
you
this straight.
stayed
You go
for
down there, wear her out,
Yeah.
Oh,
and take off.
that's fun.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Thanks,
Ryan
Bobby.
and Kaki and kids will be there on Monday.
Yes, they will. We've gotten their information. They're coming in. I told her that. So
Cool.
told her
Ryan,
that.
Ryan has to work on Monday, but yeah.
So In fact, I just got an email from Lori about the stuff we're all supposed to do, which is good.
The itinerary.
About different things to do with the kids.
I hope Ryan comes to see me.
He's planning to.
Now, Rick,
I talked to Nancy Strickland, my cousin, last night, and she said none of her children will take the shot. And she can't drive anymore. And so they're over there and they don't wear a mask. And I just hope she don't get it.
Brenda, what's with putting the thumb up? We supposed to?
Oh, I was holding it with my other hand and my thumb went over the.
I thought you were holding, raising your hand to talk or something.
No.
That's a good idea.
So, Rick, is this a new top for the Jeep?
Go ahead, Tom.
I was just asking Rick if that's a new top for the Jeep.
Yes.
Oh, it looks nice.
Is that?
Yeah. So it just flips back. So all I gotta do is.
Oh,
yeah, like my old Renault.
Yeah, pretty much. Except that slid back, didn't it, or did it fold?
I guess it was a combination of slide and fold, Rick. Yeah. There was nothing to it. I mean, it's just like a baby carriage thing. You just fold it back. Man, it couldn't go wrong.
I love it. I mean, I'm not one to be in the beats down sun, so that when I get to a position where, like there's a lot of trees and stuff, I can just stop real quick at a stoplight if that goes, and I can flip that thing back and I can enjoy it.
When'd you get it?
I actually got it 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it was on the old Jeep. I only had it on there for a couple of weeks. And then eventually I sold that and I put it on this when summer got here. So I've been enjoying the heck out of it.
I can imagine. You're really nice.
I love
Betsy, I don't think I've seen Betsy's car top up.
Right. I don't have it up unless it's raining, and it has to be really raining. In fact, our claim to fame with our neighbor Linda is that every time she goes out to eat with us and we have the top down, it rains. The first time it started just little sprinkles, and before I could get the top up, it like came down on us, and she went home drenched. So
yeah,
she's
I'm not that brave. I like my comfort, and too much sun is not good right in my head.
I don't really drive in the sunshine. I drive early mornings or late afternoons or evenings. In the daytime, I drive hard.
Yeah, well, see, that's why it's just flip it up, flip it back.
Yeah. Well, mine takes less than a minute to go up or down. The hard
I think Rick takes about 2 seconds, though.
Right. He was talking about being at a stoplight. I could be at a stoplight and put my top up and then go on.
Yeah, that's what I do. I flip it right back. The only thing it takes me longer is to put the doors on. The doors are where the back seat would be. And I take them off because they're fabric. I just take them off and put them on, or take, whatever. But I really like the doors off. That's my motorcycle. I don't have to wear a helmet. I can wear shorts.
Yeah.
Well, you should go look at that YouTube video that lady did on the new Bronco. If you didn't know, you'd say, well, guys, it's just like riding in a Jeep, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Is it will I type in lady in a Bronco, or what would I do?
Well, I don't know how many new reviews you can have on a new Bronco, but it's, I forget what, I'll look at the link. I'll look at what it was and I'll send it to you. I'll look it up after we get off.
Yeah, I would love to have my old Broncos back, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Them things have gone stupid, crazy prices.
Yeah.
Well,
you wouldn't want one anyway. You couldn't do anything in it.
Right.
You'd be scared to get hurt. You'd mess it up.
He wouldn't be able to play in it like he does.
What, an old Bronco?
An old Bronco. Well, an old Bronco is so, the point being, it's so valuable, you couldn't do anything with it except just look at it.
Oh no, I drive that thing.
That's a shame.
I
You
drive.
make
It's not a show thing. It's a drive thing. It's an experience.
Okay. But
And I did the same thing with the Broncos. I had a rag top for it. I didn't have soft doors for it because it took a little more to do, but I did take the doors off. I had them functioning to where I can pop them off in a heartbeat. And yeah, I had a rag top on it. I loved it. It drove nice.
But just as a side note on the Bronco, the new Bronco, this lady was showing how convenient, how easy it is in Florida to put the top up and all this stuff. But then she gets to the part with you have to have a toolkit to put the doors on. All right.
Yes.
She pulls out the Bronco toolkit and it's about this wide, about like this, about this thick, and it's got wrenches and sockets. And now, of course, they're all engraved with Bronco name on it. But I thought that was hilarious.
Whereas a Jeep guy, all he's got to do is just pop the doors off.
But that on the Bronco, we take the doors off. You're supposed to take the pivot pins off.
Yeah.
So she has to put those back on when she wants to put the doors on.
Yeah. The thing about, I don't know about there, but here, it's a law that you have to have mirrors. Okay. So your side mirrors that are most of the time made on the doors,
Right.
you have to replace. So for me, let's see if I can, well, I don't know. It won't work. Anyway, I got mirrors on mine.
Is it on
Yeah.
off the windshield, not the door?
It's let's see.
There you go. Oh, I see it.
So what I did was I mounted it on the side
Oh,
so
yeah,
that I
there.
can leave my door hinges free,
Right.
and all I do is slide my doors back on every time.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love those seats.
Yeah, they're nice.
I loved them, but now I'm really sad because they faded fast.
When you keep the top back.
Yeah, well, even through the windows, the rain,
Huh.
the weather just coming through the windows
Yeah.
faded my red to pink.
Now it's pink.
Well, that could make a fashion statement.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You
Put the
got
peacock
the-
feathers in there.
Yeah, got peacock feathers.
Cindy might claim to ride it.
Right. You can go up and show off in the Jeep.
So yeah, you know what's good is Cindy likes to ride in it too.
That's
Oh.
good.
So that's pretty awesome. She's like, let's go for a ride. You know?
Good.
I'm enjoying the golf cart more.
Well,
Are
good.
you
Oh,
driving
yeah.
it?
I hate that golf cart.
Are you driving it, Mom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lori sent me a text day before yesterday. She says, your mom just went by flying in here in the golf cart. I said, well, good for her. Go Shirley, go Shirley. Because she talked to me like, I don't know, 45 minutes before, and she was over in one of the shops in the plaza. So I was thrilled. That means she'd been over there shopping and going from store to store with the golf cart.
I'd
That's
much
good.
rather be in a golf cart because that's what's nice. You just get in, get out, you know, and it's simple.
Yeah.
It's like a Jeep.
Yeah, like a Jeep.
I do not like it because I don't. Mom and Betsy pull Mom's into her garage, and if Mom is doing extremely well because they get this golf cart within like an inch of that door. All right.
Yeah.
So much so when they back it out, it's dragging across the bushes. Well, you know how you got that slight hesitation when you push the pedal
Yeah.
and it lunges. I hate that part.
Well,
You
you
know?
don't, the trick is you hit the accelerator before you turn on the key. That way it releases the brake. Then
Okay.
you,
Nice to know. I appreciate the lesson after. You
well,
know.
that's the instructions that are in the cart.
Okay. I didn't know I was supposed to read the instructions, but anyway, yeah, I was going to go with Mom to the hairdressers one day, and I went to pull this thing out, and I made that comment about I hate this thing, and Mom says I'll do it, so she hops in, she backs it right up, and I said, well, what do you need me to go to the hairdresser for?
She wants
So
to show
she is
you off.
fine, guys. Pardon?
Your company.
Yeah.
She wants
Well,
to show you
that-
off.
Yes, yes, that's the real reason.
I had a wonderful birthday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Friends up at church, lady friends. They surprised me. They went through Betsy, and they flew down, and Betsy went over to Sanford to get them, and they came down for 3 days for my birthday,
Oh, good.
and I got bunches and bunches of cards from up there, and even a present. So,
Huh. What'd you get?
can you describe it? The jacket.
Oh, they just, I don't know if I remember the colors, but they gave her a nice, really nice jacket.
Yeah,
A little, just a little light jacket,
real light, and it's orange and
black and something.
yeah,
It's a Florida winter jacket.
Yes, right. The Florida winter jacket. That's
really
right.
nice. And when she sent it, she says, "I got it from Cindy's," and that's where we always shop there in Benton clothes.
It's a little
Oh,
boutique.
cool.
They took
Do
her
the
out to
chain,
BB's.
do the tuning still have anything in Vinton?
No, I don't think so. But let me tell you the news here. The Ford place has, it's sit empty for years.
The one on Williamson Road.
No, in Benton.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
And so now they've got a restaurant in it and something else. I can't remember what shops she said. Huh?
I gotta go get it.
Okay.
Keep talking.
You're bird watching and you're multitasking.
It's out. It's the food. The food thing is out, and they're all swarming around it. Like, where's our food?
Yeah.
And she's got to fill them up because she leaves.
Well, I'm sure they're like they get in your face here if they're not fed.
Yeah. Well, I'm not out there.
Excuse me. But
But the squirrel loves to get the one in the tree here. And I wish I could find a small little round cover for it. But they're about this big.
well, you got to put enough out for the squirrels too.
Yeah, I know. That's what Betsy said.
Well, my neighbor bought a bird feeder, but she also bought it's like a wire bracket to go around the bird feeder so the squirrels can't get the food.
Really?
I can't
Because the squirrels empty it out every day.
I know. Yeah.
And so she went to like Ace or some hardware place, and they said, "Oh, you just get this bracket that goes around it, and the squirrels can't get it."
I'll have to check that out. I enjoyed watching the videos for the Yankee Flipper. You seen those? Where it has a little tray beneath the bird feeder that the squirrels, when they get on, their weight will push it down and it makes it start turning around.
Oh, really?
Then they get flung off. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know for here, we feed cracked corn on the ground for the peacocks.
Because you'll be leaving.
And you come out here and you'll see some really fat pot-bellied squirrels.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to look over there and see them. They got this big old belly and they're sitting there chomping on the corn.
But it's sad though, because like when I was living in California in the park that I lived next to, it was called Mile Square because it was a mile square. And I would walk it, and the squirrels were so fat.
Yeah.
I mean, and they had to put signs everywhere, "Don't feed the squirrels." I mean, because it was sad.
Well, I would think that the Hawks and the Eagles would have loved it. I mean, the fast food's not so fast anymore.
Well, I have a female cardinal.
Yeah.
And she will get on that bird feeder and she will shake it so it goes on the ground and then she
Does she, for her, she shakes it so So it goes on the ground and she gets down to get it?
Right,
Wow.
She doesn't like eating off the plate.
right.
Thought maybe she was trying to feed the
a
squirrels.
little dirt in what they
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
she
Rick,
wants to feel like she's in the wild.
do you remember all the squirrels I had where I lived in Ocala?
No, sorry.
He's forgotten it.
Yeah, I remember I burnt your leg.
You remember what?
I burnt your leg.
Oh, no, you didn't.
She got off the back of my motorcycle, and
Oh.
I was in midstream of saying, "Watch out for that," and she screamed really loud. I said, "Oh crap!"
Watch out for that hot pipe.
I
Yep.
didn't. I screamed. I didn't remember that part.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
and
Burnt your leg bad.
if my friend wasn't a nurse at the hospital, I would have had a really damaged leg.
Yeah, it was close to third degree.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she got that ointment and stuff, and she took care of it.
You're supposed to move faster than that, Mom.
Well,
It was a
had
few
to-
years ago. How many?
yeah,
Probably.
Say it was back in 83, 84,
when Rick,
83, 84.
yeah,
That's
Because
fine.
I was stationed in Kings Bay then.
Yeah.
And I'd drive down to your house, and I took you for a ride on my new motorcycle.
went over to a friend's house to go swimming in her. What are they? Pool.
Remember?
And she had a fit when she seen it.
Yeah.
Bad.
Now, Mom was telling me the other day that when she went to stay in Pennsylvania about some of the things, and she was saying she used to go sledding with Paul Moore. Did I get that right, Mom?
Yeah, and he'd get me to get on top, and about midway the hill he'd throw me off. He thought it was so fun.
Sounds like what we did around.
But she was saying, do you remember which town that was in? Was that Greenville or Washington?
Greenville.
That was in Greenville.
Washington is where Roy and Mama moved to from North Carolina. That's where I worked at the GC Murphy, and my birthday come up, and I was going to be 16 years old, and they thought I was going to be 18, 18 or 19, one of
So they buy you a beer?
them. They wouldn't have let me have a job if they'd known how young I was.
But now I looked it up. Washington is like 3 or 4 hours away from Greenville, although they're
Yeah.
both along the Ohio state line. I mean, you look like you just walk over to Ohio practically.
Oh yeah, and he had an aunt in Ohio, and we used to go up there to see her. And we never went that it wasn't raining or wind. The weather was always terrible up there.
Was she in Cleveland?
There what?
Was she in Cleveland or outside of Cleveland?
I don't remember what town she was in.
I thought,
Did it take long to get there?
Pennsylvania.
I don't remember. I know that she lived in Ohio and we'd go up to see her. Probably in the lower part, wouldn't you think?
no, it would have been in the northern part if she was not far from
Oh,
Washington or Greenville.
Yeah.
Greenville is just east of Cleveland, and Washington, of course, is south of Pittsburgh, but it's still up there. But what was the terrain like there, Mom? Or the houses similar to Raleigh?
Yeah.
Rolling hills, lots of
Yeah.
trees, mountains.
I went to school up there for a while. And I can't remember, but it was just a little bit of school.
Is this where you got pulled out of class for drawing?
This is where I got put in the cloakroom for talking to this little black boy class.
Oh, that was when you were in first grade.
Yeah,
You
right.
got put in the cloakroom because you were talking to a black boy?
Well, it wasn't because he was black. It's a boy. And I was talking during class.
Oh, here we go. Now we know where we get all this
I know, right?
jibber jabber from.
So were you in North Carolina school? You had classes to draw? Or was that in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania?
that was Barbie school.
Barbie school, okay.
They used to have me go out in the hall and do a scene. Me and your
Yeah.
dad went back there after we got married, and it was still there. They hadn't
Oh,
taken-
really?
Well, I didn't know they had a school for Barbies.
They what?
I didn't know they had a school for Barbies.
You're so funny.
That's
Anyway,
what we said the name is, right? Barbie?
Barbie school.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
the names of schools are usually after somebody important for that community.
Well, yeah, Barbie, she's important.
Yeah, right. I don't even know if we had Barbies in those days, to be honest.
Barbie's a
That would be the
1960.
1950s. Was she
Barbie's a
49, 50?
1960 invention.
Yeah.
Is it
right.
60? I was
60.
thinking 50.
Well, Brenda and I had the same Barbie, the first Barbies, because they didn't have hair that moved in and out or long or be able to comb it. It was all little curly, nappy hair.
Well, my fifth
Straight
grade
arms.
teacher's name was Miss Skunk.
Skunk.
That stinks.
I know that does.
Very witty, Tom.
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I'll take the cheap shots.
Tom's making fun.
1959 is when Barbie launched. When she was born.
How
Yeah,
about that?
same.
Was that the school that was there on that road that you rode your bicycle on that you showed me when we went back at your 70th
Yeah.
birthday? So the school was still there on her 70th birthday. And
Yeah.
she showed me that street that she can't remember the name of, but she looked at it, said, "This looks so steep," because we would fly down and have to trudge back up, and it really is a very small decline. It's like a Florida hill, you know.
Well, she was much smaller, younger.
And on roller skates.
My biggest mistake was I'd be on the bicycle and I'd take my hands off the thing. And I tried it there and I wrecked.
We all have done that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, hey, listen.
road rash.
Yeah. Did was the school a functioning business or apartments or you said
looked
it was
like-
still
Well,
standing?
now.
It was still a school when
Right.
I was at
Yeah.
70.
Still there, still
Wow.
looked like still looked like it was functioning. The factory was closed up. That was close to it. There was
It'd
some
be
kind of
nice.
factory there, but
Yeah.
it was all
It'd be
shut.
nice to know if that picture's still on that wall.
I know, right?
Oh, neat. Yeah, that would. Yeah. Well, maybe we can look it up and find a tour. Hey, Mom, when we used to go spend summers there, you said that was like in the Five Forks Road area, which
Uncle Carr.
is no longer rural. But who did we go see?
Uncle Carr and Aunt Mary.
Right.
They weren't relatives. They were just good friends.
They was good friends of your daddy. In fact, your daddy and Luther lived in the home place.
William was one of their sons. He's the one
Yeah.
that I rode the motorcycle with. Gave
Yeah.
me my first taste of beer.
Yeah.
Well, I know nothing of this experience. I wasn't there, but you talk like the rest of us know. Is that right?
Well, we were there. All of us were there.
No,
No, how did I get there?
I can't remember. One of y'all, one other one, and I can't remember which one. They had the monkey.
Yeah, we went back to see the
What?
monkey.
They had the what?
The mean monkey and the less mean monkey.
Monkeys or
Yes,
monkeys?
monkeys.
And so were there cages out back?
Yep.
Oh, it
Yes.
was me.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I knew there was one other, but I couldn't remember.
And we had to help feed them.
That's
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Keep your fingers out of the cage.
right.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that's a very nice neighborhood. I can't think of the other word, but it's really.
Well, they
It-
had a really large yard, didn't they? Out front. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and the monkeys were out back or
Hey,
to the
what-
side.
It just occurred to me, we watched an eclipse there.
I don't remember that.
I can't remember that. So
Hey, I got
there you go.
So,
Collectively, we got a good memory, but not individually.
so was you with us?
Well, I was there when there was an eclipse. I hope I was with you.
Oh, okay. But
I remember
anyway,
that. Well, look, yes, I have been there because Betsy used to get paid to beat me up. I mean, these people were fascinated by that.
In that
Right.
kitchen. That's
That's
right.
true. That's
You got
true.
a quarter for holding you down.
Yeah, I remember those that time.
yeah.
Yeah, they were amused. The adults were amused.
Oh,
They say,
yeah.
I give you a quarter, Betsy, if you'll beat Tommy up.
Yeah.
And I said,
What a way to build a good relationship between brother and sister.
I know, right?
yeah.
Who cares about the relationship? What about my self-esteem?
I know, right?
And you threw the ball out of the car or some toy.
If she threw the ball, it was my ball.
Was it?
His football.
Yeah.
I think it was football, but that was in Roanoke. That was when
Yeah.
I
That
went
was
over
that
to
was
And,
when
and,
we
it,
were.
and it's
I
her
mean-
fault I have scars on my back.
It's my fault he has scars on his back. I don't know from what. But
Oh, Miss Pegram told us that Warren used to ride his bicycle along that stone wall.
oh, right, right.
So I took the bicycle and put it up on the stone wall and started riding along the stone wall. All because my sister was riding her bicycle without training wheels before me. So she was trying to help out and she said, go ride along the wall. And I did just what she said.
And it
Scarred
was
his body.
Stokoe House.
Yes.
There on
Yep.
Penhurst.
I remember Dad would taught me on Christian Avenue how to ride a bike without training wheels. He said, and so it's in the backyard when we had a little. I mean, it must have seemed so large to me, but to ride in the grass.
Yeah.
And
Brenda,
he would push
there
me.
are pictures or a video somewhere of this because that was a sunny day Christmas that you got that bicycle, and we had Dad pushing you down the road.
That was
Oh,
funny.
I did not know that. I don't know that.
I don't, I don't. I think it was a movie.
Oh wow.
You
Yeah,
had your
But
first-
it was like a 60 or 70 degree Christmas day.
Have you seen it, Brenda?
No.
I think we should find it and see it.
Well, it's that
But
one.
maybe it's a clip in that collage that Mom had. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Anyway, didn't mean to get off that, Brenda. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was fine. That was all. I
Did you
was
do
gonna say.
okay in that backyard?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
He just kept pushing me down the hill, or I say hill. It was just a little mound of grass, you
Like
know,
on the street.
right? And without training wheels, and yeah.
Cool. But yeah.
But Rick, when we moved around the corner of the same street,
Lyndhurst.
Lyndhurst,
Yeah, from Hillcrest to Lyndhurst.
yeah. And Rick would get up under the bed upstairs. He was a little, and I'd call him and try to find him. Could not find him, and he was under the bed. He had crawled up under the bed, and he didn't answer me.
Well, but he had to be really young
Yeah.
because
Oh, he was.
because my 6th birthday was at Christian Avenue,
Right.
and so he had to be young.
Oh
He
yeah,
was born on Hillcrest, so he probably was only 1 or 2 or
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
So
Because he was just a toddler when we moved to Christian Avenue.
Right.
I loved that house. I wanted it so bad.
That
Did
was my
you
house.
did you try to buy it?
No, your dad didn't want it.
Why?
I don't know why.
She
Did
said he
you-
didn't like the house.
He didn't like it, and
Well,
it
maybe
had
because it was older.
Well, he
Yeah.
also went with Esther.
What?
it had an extra lot that went with the
It
house.
was
Right.
too long.
Well, it's two. Okay. And anyway, they built Frontier Apartments on that.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they got some good money out of that back then.
Yeah.
They just needed it as a driveway, right? There's an easement for it.
It was nice. They had all those good walnut trees. We never could seem to harvest the walnuts.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that house. I have fond memories of that house. Other than going in the basement and seeing the dead rats.
I don't remember any of that.
But you didn't have to go down there.
Brenda, you fell off the back porch on face first.
I remember that.
Yeah. So,
I remember
Great.
Christmas,
Fine.
you had all that food cooked downstairs, kitchen.
That
And you
was
go down there and the bar would have all the dessert.
Food everywhere.
and-
So when
oh, yeah.
anyone came, you could feed them.
Yep,
Well, that was Christian Avenue, right?
That was Christian. Yeah.
yeah.
yep.
Lyndhurst was a bigger 2-story old, like a Sears Roebuck kind of house. Nice big front porch. The room Brenda and I slept in was this huge room that had 2 windows that faced out the front of the house. It was like a game room or something, right, Brenda? Do you remember it?
I don't remember. I only remember the living room and the dining room. I don't remember anything else.
You were only
And
3.
and the front porch. I remember
No, I
the
had
front porch.
my room was in one of those dormers.
Yes, it was, but you weren't in the same room as me, as Brenda and me.
You were across the hall.
Right.
But I remember that big area. I guess it seemed like it was a big area upstairs, outside of the room. Mom, what was the lady's name that used to clean the house for you?
Elsie.
Else.
Elsie.
Yeah, because she would come over and help, and they would be working together.
Where? Which house?
Leonard.
Avenue.
But
No.
she also came to Lyndhurst. I remember we introduced her, unless it was another woman, because you and she were cleaning windows, and
I don't remember that.
I just remember you had a lady that came regularly to Lyndhurst to help you.
I remember that we had and her name is on. She would come and later an iron, but when I'd have in the
But that
spring,
was in Christian Avenue, right?
yeah.
Well, whoever it was on Lyndhurst iron too.
Yeah.
So who was Mary?
It was what?
Who was what?
Mary, is that right?
Mary?
Mm.
That
But
may be-
I tell you what, I love that house.
You know, I remember supposed to be going to take a nap somewhere in Christian Avenue, and somehow or another had crayons, and I got up and I started drawing on the wall.
Oh,
Hey,
Go-
hey, guys, do you remember playing out front? 1, 2, 3, red light?
yeah.
No?
No, I
I
don't.
remember that.
I mean, prancing around like a horse, thinking it was wonderful. But do you remember the pond at Lyndhurst?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Concrete
Yes.
pond. Do you remember
I
that
don't.
Betsy ate paper at the time?
The what?
You would eat paper.
I would do whatever you asked me to do.
No, I didn't ask you to do it. You did
Got
it.
me recognition, and you dared me. I would do-
Except throw his football out the window.
well, you know, he was playing.
Or beat me up, or
Or earn quarters to beat him up.
Hey, you know,
Do you know? Remember how we got the house on Christian Avenue?
yeah, he paid $500 down and assumed the loan.
But see, your dad was by himself, and he come home and told me he bought a house.
I remember her reaction when she saw the house.
Oh Lord!
She walked outside in that little stoop on the back porch. You know how it's just one stoop and a few steps down. She sat down. She started crying.
It was
Really?
show.
Yeah, and I remember.
Oh, really?
Crying.
See, I don't
Did it-
remember any of that. I just remember when we had to do spring cleaning and cleaning all the windows. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
All the
Hey,
windows had to be cleaned with newspaper and vinegar, and oh my lord. And I remember cleaning
Gasoline.
Gasoline.
turpentine.
No,
What?
not. What is
kerosene? Kerosene. That's right. And then I also remember us cleaning the floors, the wax, taking all the wax off the floors and having to put the wax back on.
I liked buffing the floors.
Yeah.
I did not like anything about the floors.
Using the machine to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, we had a buffer.
Yeah. I like doing that. 'Cause
Wow.
it always looks so pretty.
They did, but I didn't want to be involved in the making them pretty part.
So, and I know we've talked about this in the last few years, Mom, but I don't think we've done it on video. But the time you mixed the bleach and ammonia and had me go
Oh
into
yeah.
That
Right.
was
That was Hillcrest.
Hillcrest.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was not Hillcrest. It was Leonard.
Yes, it was.
It was Christian Avenue.
No.
It
was
was
Christian
Christian
Avenue.
Avenue because I wouldn't
Would have been
remember it.
way too young to have done that on Hillcrest.
Okay. Well, I did it on Hillcrest. Had to get out of there. It was terrible.
Well, yeah, you tell somebody, you know,
Yeah, tell me what happened on Christian, because I don't
same
remember.
thing. I think what it was you, whatever the combination is, you used powdered Comet and then put the bleach or ammonia, whichever the combination is. And it was so strong that, you know, you couldn't finish it out. I had to go in there and try and run the water to get it out of there.
I don't remember that one.
They did
I
more
remember-
with their chemicals.
I remember it. I remember it.
Yeah, so it must have been at Christian for Brenda
Yeah.
to remember it.
So, but you know, if I can understand how it would happen again if you were using Comet, because they
Right.
put bleach in the Comet, and then we mix it with, I guess, the ammonia because that. I don't remember.
It was, whatever I wash clothes in on Hillcrest, I don't remember what kind of detergent, but I mixed bleach with it.
Yeah. So, did you ever get rid of the mice on Hillcrest? I can't imagine that we did, but I was just curious.
I tell you what, it used to fascinate me to see those mice go under the cabinet
Oh my goodness.
between the floor, and they just flattened out on them.
Yeah.
Oh, so that fascinated you.
Yeah. Scared me. I didn't want to.
I think I would have chose the word creep out.
Well, yeah, guys, at that time, I'm sure they had pest services, but they weren't nearly as good as what you can do
Well, we
today.
couldn't afford it.
And it's hard to get rid of rodents today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a field out back, and there was food in the cabinets, and we didn't have nearly as good of containers then as we do now.
Not to mention it costs money to have something like that. Pest control.
Yeah.
Well, I don't cook anymore, so I've got all those containers, and I put, I think it was 3 of them in a bag for the church.
We must have done pretty good. We were middle class, right?
Yeah. But,
Hey guys, I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to go.
We
This
do
is
too. We
fun.
got a day. She's got a long list of things for me to do.
I didn't ask. I wanted a handyman, and she said she could do it on Saturday with.
Yeah, there's not big deal things to do. So
Well, you guys have.
Well, everyone have a good day.
you too. You got
I love
you
y'all.
too. It's
Love
good
you
to
too.
see all of you.
It was
Bye.
fun.
There, have
Fun.
fun.
We'll have to do this again sometime.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
Next
Love you guys.
Saturday.
Love you. Have a good week.